Have you understand others more today? Hey, what's up everyone? TAG, Tag here. This is an open podcast, which means everyone is welcome to be one of the speakers in any episodes. For your information, Tag is a short form of the attention goal. We came with this idea of initiative on the year of 2022. Let us introduce ourselves. My name is Xming, a member of this committee.
I am Grace, another member of Tech Committee.
So in today's episode, we are going to introduce our open podcast. So what is the form of Nice to Meet You podcast?
We will have two persons on site or online based on the situation. They have a topic to discuss in the form of guessing each other sense. Yeah, this is a way to know each other more with rationally mindset. Instead of arguing, quarreling, ended up no progress on the discussion.
So during the conversation, people will know each other more with the information provided by both sides, right?
You're right. They will know, okay, for example, I guess you're born in KL, but he's not born in KL. So he will know, I made the wrong guess.
Actually, it is quite hard to imagine the situations, but it is fine. We will release our episode 1 very very soon, so you guys can just listen to episodes 1 and see what is the form of this podcast. But actually, it's just two
Having
people,
conversation.
having conversations and trying to know each other with their stance, their stories, their opinion, and etc.
Yeah, they will be less prejudiced to the one in front of you.
We said this is an open podcast, right? So, what is an open podcast? It's like everyone can participate in this podcast. We are encouraging people to participate in these civil conversations so that we can know each other more and with the real information. Actually, our team can do the pairing, so we can do the matching process and pairing for you, so you can meet your opponent and start conversations with him or her. And you can also host your own conversations. And after you host your conversations, you can submit the final product, which is a podcast episode, to us. So we will publish it for you in our platforms. So this means an open podcast. Actually, we will release the guidelines and the tutorials of hosting an open podcast about Nice to Meet You, this podcast. So stay tuned for our materials and our tutorials. We'll try our best to provide you more resources so everyone can actually participate in this podcast.
So how did you came out this idea of starting this podcast?
The reasons I came out this idea of starting this podcast is because I feel that Malaysia is a really, really diverse country. We have different cultures, different people with different backgrounds. So I think that we have a lot of stories to tell. And actually, we know each other not very well. So I think during the conversations, by hosting the conversations, by carry out and conversations, we can know each other more. So I hope that the stereotypes can be reduced and we can live in a more harmony society. Personally, I started asking Grace for doing this initiative and this podcast with me is because the topic of episode 2, which is
SMK.
Which is the SMK and the Chinese Independence High School, Middle School. Because these two educational systems in our country is so different.
We can hear many prejudices and stereotypes between these two educational systems.
And ultimately, these two kinds of people will always scold each other. So that's a really, really funny situation.
Yeah, they will say hey, the Chinese independent school students are very, very proud. They think they are very good, but they do not know how to speak Malay. something like that.
Uh,
Or their
and, and,
English
and they
is
don't know how
bad.
to speak English too.
And the Chinese independent school students will be like, oh, the SMK students they have a bad discipline. They are not that good in the academic compared to us. Those voices like this lah.
By the way, this is also the topics of our episode 2. So stay tuned for episode 2 also. After I found out this topic was so interesting,
You share it to me.
I share it to Grace. Therefore, we started doing this podcast and initiative. So what about you, Grace? Why you accepted my invitation?
Oh, to be honest, I just think that this is a good project for us, and we have the time. For me, I hate quarrels and prejudices since young because I hate to be compared by my parents or my family members that oh the neighborhood kids is better than you in academic. Oh, she or he is taller. Why haven't you been going taller like this? And this will eventually became a quarrel or a fight in our family. Yeah. Other than that, I think that especially during the election or before the election, about a year or a couple months, then on the Facebook or Twitter, there will be like many discussions. Not discussions actually. It's quarrels and
Yeah, people are scolding each other.
yeah. They like everyone think that they are the right person. They have the truth.
Yeah, they are on the right side.
Yeah, but many things. I mean, like most of the topics, they don't have a black and white or right or wrong. It's just different perspective from different background. So we tend to wish that we can improve our societies.
Actually, this is also our concept, right? Because actually, opinion is kind of like a spectrum.
Yeah, I agree to that.
There is no such like black and white answer. It's just about opinion and how strong do you agree or disagree to a stand.
This is especially true in the age of interconnectedness through social media. Facebook will just feed us anything we like, and oftentimes we are unwilling to set up of our echo chamber because of social media, especially Facebook. The algorithms will feed us anything, any informations we want or we love or we like to see. So we are in a echo chamber, and it's hard to break out if we didn't take the step.
Therefore, we started doing these civil conversations. And here I would like to shout out to a Taiwan project called 多粉对谈 because this project has inspired us the form of the conversations and the way of interactions between people during this whole conversation. So thanks 多粉对谈 and we will try our best
to improve the societies. Yeah.
Actually, we have completed the recording for episode 1, right?
Yeah.
So what do you feel?
Xming is the producer for the episode 1 and I'm the moderator. He's the one who write the outline for the EP 1 and I need to host during the recording. And you have thoughts for EP 1, right?
Actually, in my imagination, the process won't be so happy and the interactions will be lesser. It comes out very well and I really like the conversation.
So you are satisfied on the recording and all stuff because you are not the one who editing, right?
True, but I think fellow audience will love it.
Quite confident. For me, I think the process is all smoothly done, and I'm happy to see this podcast finish and be produced or published on the podcast. Yeah, so everyone, including me, will look forward to this final result.
Last but not least, we would like to introduce you more about our initiative, our TAG Tech Initiative.
Nice to meet you. This is our first project. And for now, it will be the headlining one of Tag, our initiative. And we hope that this initiative will eventually form a community, which means that more people can join us or just contributing their idea, discussing online, and even on site if you're willing to have a meetup. So about initiative, we will let Xming to introduce to us.
For your information, this podcast will be radically free and freedom. So everyone can share their story, share their opinions freely. And this is really, really open to each people here in Malaysia and also around the world, maybe. We really hope that this can be open platforms for everyone participate in. And about the initiative,
we are non-commercial, we are non-profit.
Yeah, we are totally non-profit.
Yeah, we don't get any profit from donations or we don't get paid lah. And
personally, we as the members of the committee, we don't get paid.
Yeah, and we are non-governmental organization. So we are from rakyat. We are for masyarakat.
As Grace mentioned before, this open podcast is our headlining project, and we are looking forward to have more projects and interactions with other NGOs in our country and coming up with more projects that related to this kind of civic conversation and encouraging people to reduce the stereotypes between each other and forming a good and better society.
If you agree to our initiative, you can follow our social media or like our Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, and things Xiaohongshu, TikTok, and also for the video platforms, we have registered the YouTube channel. And the most important thing is subscribe our podcast channel. All links will be given in the show notes below.
As we mentioned before, any resources, any links to apply for conversations, you can find it in our website. Any resources, any tutorial, any kinds of information about our initiatives and also this podcast, we will publish it on our information page. So stay tuned for it. That's all about this initiative, the tech initiatives, and this podcast.
Yay! So we'll look forward for the episode 1.
Stay tuned for the episode 1.
Look forward to it.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.
Thank you.